the audio gets messed up when I play it. So hopefully my microphone isn't. Yeah, let's reset this. So this is a Chrome extension that I just made in about 10-15 minutes, where it's a 3D game on your new tab page. And anyway, that's what I want to show you today is how to make Chrome extensions incredibly fast. I've built this tool over here. It's available at getmoredonefast.com. That's my website. It's free. There's no ads. There's no account needed or anything. You just go here and go to the Chrome extension file packer. And this tool, while it might look just a little intimidating if you're new to coding, if we close out all these default fields, all it does is it packages a few files for you to create a Chrome extension. If you're new to Chrome extensions, essentially what they are is a folder full of files and subfolders and other files. And that's how Chrome extension is packaged. It's just a folder with the files in there that that run that extension, whatever it is. So if it's a Chrome extension for a new tab page, well, let me show you. Let me refresh this. This tool comes default filled out with an actual Chrome extension in it. So that's what these default sections are right here. These are all files. There's a file called the manifest.json, the new tab.html, new tab.js, and new tab.css. These are just the default files that are going to be created for this Chrome extension. That's just to make it super easy to get started. However, if you try to export, it's going to let us know that there are some images here that are being asked for in these files that don't exist. And those are these files right here. Now, we can fix that two ways. One, we could remove this declaration here that's asking for these files, or letting Chrome know that these files exist. But the other option is we can just upload an icon here, and this little upload tool will create those files. It creates them in the uploads section here. This is just essentially a filter to show you the files that you can edit versus the files that you uploaded. And for any files that are editable, like a HTML file or JavaScript, it'll appear here. In fact, I'll show you. And let's pull in an HTML file. It'll appear here, and then we can send it over to the files section to make it editable. That's just a way to visually keep them separated so that you know where your uploaded files are, separated from your editable files. But if you want to make it editable, you just click this little button here. It'll send it over to the files section, and now you can edit it down here. I'm going to remove it though, because in this case I just want to export that Chrome extension. So all I did was I clicked the upload icon button. I uploaded an image. It created these three versions of it. You can edit these names here, but these names need to match whatever your manifest file calls for. So that's why I have them named this by default, because that's the default for here. And all we got to do now is download, and that will download that file as a zip drive. So if I open this up, that's what this looks like. It's got those three files there. It's got the manifest, the new tab, new tab.html, new tab.js. So that's what a Chrome extension is. And if we drag this into our extensions page here, you got to make sure that developer mode is enabled. But once it is enabled, you just drag this onto this page, and now it's installed with that icon there. And if we go to a new tab, it pops up with this little message here. Do we want to keep this new extension that we created? And I'm going to say keep it. And this is what that default extension is in these fields here. It creates this new tab. So each time you open up a new tab, it's got these 3 links here. And that's just to get you started really quickly so that you don't have to guess how to start making Chrome extensions. It's already here for you. But if you want to, you can delete all those, and start from scratch. You can also edit the name of your extension here. This is not the actual name that will get displayed in Chrome. That's defined by like inside your manifest file. But this is just the name of the zip drive, and it doesn't really matter, but you can edit it if you want to. You can also add subfolders here, and they'll appear right here, just below this top bar and above the files and uploads. And if you click into one, it will navigate to that folder. And now, anytime you upload a file or create a new file, it'll be in that folder. And if you want to go back to the root drive, the root folder, you just click there. And if you want to delete it, you click this little gear icon and you can delete it. You can't delete the root folder because you need that. But here's the coolest part, is you can import a new Chrome extension from something like ChatGPT or Gemini based on a JSON template that I've created here. And I've created the prompt for you as well. So all you have to do is copy this prompt here. So again, that's available from this little import JSON button there. Copy the prompt, go over to Gemini. I'm going to use Gemini for this example. I've been having a lot of luck with Gemini lately, so we're going to use Gemini. You paste that prompt, and then at the bottom here, you just describe the Chrome extension that you want. This prompt here is, hopefully will do a good job of telling Gemini or ChatGPT or whatever model you use, telling it how to write a Chrome extension in the format where you can then import it into this tool. So the format is already created for you. You can edit it if you want to, but I've tried to create it in such a way that all you have to do is just describe your Chrome extension, and then you can import it into this field here. And you'll want to replace all. You could append, that'll keep the files that are already in the like in here. If you have files that you uploaded or something, you might want to keep the files that are there. So append will just add the new files that are declared by this response here. Or replace all will replace any that are in there. And in the case that, like if we just refresh this and it's got files in there, then that just makes it easy. It also makes it easy to update, so you don't have to sit there and like delete old files and copy and paste stuff. All you do is just rewrite the prompt a little bit, maybe edit the prompt, and then hopefully get a new response. So this is one that I created, Gemini created just a few minutes ago. So if we copy this, this is what the output should look like. So if we copy it, we'll drag it over here, paste it in this, and do replace all, and it'll replace all the files. And see, it added a couple subfolders right here, and each of those have files in there. And we don't have to do anything because it's already created everything that needs to exist. And we just click download extension zip, go over to our extensions page here, and I'm going to remove the one that we just created. And I also created another one here that I'll go ahead and remove. And I'll remove this one as well and refresh. Sometimes removing them, you won't see them actually disappear. And then we just drag them from our downloads up here, drag it right onto the page. And now when I go to a new tab page, it's got this one that I created. This is kind of a game where you can try to navigate this tunnel. And it might be messing up my audio. I noticed that I was doing that with the YouTube video, so I'll go ahead and close it and remove that. That's something that we'd want to troubleshoot with Gemini. But I'll go ahead and remove it from here. We don't need it. All right, so in this video, I'm going to walk through the whole process of how to create Chrome extensions, and I'm going to try to do 10 of them in an hour. We'll see if I'm able to do it, but it should be possible. It should be, in fact, pretty easy. I've already done some research. I put together a notebook, a Google notebook, and I've gone through this many times, but a notebook that has, I pulled in a bunch of responses from Reddit about people that were frustrated with various Chrome extensions they were using. And so I've gotten a bunch of, I got like 300 different pages, different Reddit threads that were all talking about Chrome extensions. And then I pulled together some research here, and I've had Gemini sum up some of those into a few Chrome extensions that we could try to build. Hopefully 10 of them. And if I scroll down here, sure enough, looks like 10 of them. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and copy this prompt. I'm going to paste this into a few Gemini instances. Already got one here. Just like this. And then we're going to take, for each one of those that were listed in the summary from that other conversation, I'm going to grab one and put it into each of these tabs. And again, these are just example extensions. They're just pulled from what other people were saying they would like to see, and so I don't even know. I haven't reviewed what these Chrome extensions are for. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how this plays out. And let me just go ahead and submit each of these while we're going, so that we don't have to wait as long. All right, and then a native UI customizer. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, one, how these work, if they do, and what the features are. I'll be reviewing it with you. This probably seems like kind of a strange way to go about creating a application or Chrome extension in this case, because it seems like I'm doing very little research, or I'm just like kind of like taking a stab in the dark. But this is really close to the way that I recommend creating, because often it's easy to get deep into a project and think you know exactly what you're doing, and you know exactly what you want, and you know exactly what the audience wants. And for most of the cases, you don't know what you want. You get into a project thinking one thing, having some assumptions about what the problem is that you're trying to solve. And sometimes you don't even have that. You have like a product idea. If you're like me, you have like a million ideas all the time. And so you got a product idea, and that's pretty much all you have, is just a product idea. And you think, oh, wouldn't it be cool if if I created such and such, or, you know, wouldn't it be cool if you could do X with this product or whatever? And you, like, it's just kind of a shiny new idea, a shiny new thing to think about, and it's fun, it's exciting. Like, yeah, wouldn't it be badass if you could have, I don't know, whatever it is. Well, that's great, but that's not necessarily a good reason to build something just because it's a cool idea. I was talking with the CEO or the co-CEO of Netflix. Sorry, not co-CEO. He was like the co-founder of Netflix. He was a CEO for part of the time, and then he was he like stepped back from being the CEO. Let me pull up this guy, co-founder of Netflix. Mark Randolph. This guy's really cool. He's online, and at the time he was doing a like a kind of a live podcast type thing where you could join in. And I asked him about an idea that I had, and basically he told me, and he's said this publicly a lot too, every idea is stupid. And maybe I'm paraphrasing. Let's see what he says about ideas. He says, it isn't about having great ideas, but about relentlessly testing and evolving mediocre ones by getting them in front of real customers fast, colliding them with reality, learning from failures, and pivoting until something works, as exemplified by Netflix's journey from DVD by mail to streaming dominance. And what's funny about that is they didn't actually start with DVD by mail. His original idea, and he had lots and lots of ideas, but his original idea for Netflix, and before it was called Netflix, was to send VHS by mail. And I think they were thinking of doing it like selling VHS via mail, and like mailing them to people. And eventually they figured out that DVDs were coming around, and DVDs, you could ship them by mail pretty easily. And so they switched to DVDs, and then they ended up buying the domain Netflix, and they were kind of stuck with it. So they ended up using the name Netflix. And like all these things happened that were just kind of like circumstantial, and only happened because they got in there and started testing ideas. They didn't have the idea for a DVD rental service until probably years into actually building a company. And that's totally counterintuitive to the way that we typically think about new products. We think, oh, you have a genius idea, and then you shepherd that idea through this process, and you've got to protect your idea from anybody who might steal it, and like make everybody sign NDAs and all this stuff. But it's almost the opposite of that, where the more people you expose it to, and the more you like push this like rough, ugly thing through, the more it kind of gets honed down to the right thing. And you're not going to have the right thing until you get there, till you test it. And so what I'm doing here is kind of like a version of that. I went to Notebook LM, and I just pulled in like 300 resources. I think it's a little less now because some of them didn't come in. 296. But I've got 296 different Reddit threads that are all talking about Chrome extensions, and I just asked some basic questions that is based on like, okay, what do people say about Chrome extensions? List the 10 Chrome extensions everyone wishes were better. List the 10 Chrome extensions that don't exist but everyone wishes they did. List the 10 Chrome extensions that people would likely, I misspelled that, but wish existed, but they don't even know how to articulate it. And then for each, quote 5 different sources that fully and completely articulate the problems. And then I got a bunch of responses. I asked it to rewrite all the above, but this time for each and every quote, describe in detail the exact features, functionality people wish existed instead and how it would work. And then from there, I took that response, I dumped it into Gemini, and I asked it, let me scroll back up here. Based on all this and what you know about Chrome extensions, list the 15 of these that would be the easiest to build and describe the features needed for each. I picked easiest to build because I'm doing it for this video and this live stream. I wanted to make it easy for us. But you could do the hardest to build if you really wanted to. I highly recommend starting easy and simple and then going from there. Typically, it'll get harder as you go anyway, especially once you get in and you figure out like, oh, there's actually a reason why this doesn't exist, and it's because, you know, fill in the blank. Maybe it's really hard. So, okay, so let's look at this first Chrome extension. And I haven't even reviewed these, so I don't know what this is. Let's just see. We're going to scroll down to the bottom of the default prompt and then start reading from here. Let's see here. Universal Recipe Pattern Skipper concept. A content script that detects recipe schema or keywords and hides SEO filler text or auto scrolls to ingredients. Features needed. Oh, that's a good idea. I have run into that before, where you look up a recipe and you try to figure out where the actual recipe is, and it's just this long article. So this is a good idea. It's a Chrome extension that should exist. And I can imagine why it might be difficult to create something like this, because each page has different like code. And so looking for the exact code or whatever it is, you'd have to have some patterns that looks for the right things to find the actual recipe. So let's see what this Chrome extension does. We're going to pull it in here, paste it, and replace all. And it's now created 3 different folders with different files in there. We're going to download, and we'll go to our extensions page, wait for that to download. It's looks like it's almost done. I don't know why sometimes the downloads sit here and look like they're done, but it won't let me drag it in here until that blue line is gone. Okay, here we go. Now I'm imagining that this needs an icon in the taskbar. So I'm going to scroll down here and look for it. And we didn't tell Gemini to add an icon yet. So yeah, I see it right here. It just has this default. That first letter of the Chrome extension will be the default icon. So we're going to pin it. We see it right here. And show jump button, hide SEO filler. Sure, let's do that. Block auto refresh, force print mode. Interesting. Okay, let's go look for a recipe on a page and see if it works. Recipe for pumpkin pie. Let's try it on a few articles and see. Try this one. All right. I see a jump to recipe button here. An ad blocker is preventing this page from loading. That might be the case. Here, let me turn my ad blockers off and refresh. It could be that our new Chrome extension is causing that issue. Let's see here. Is it working? I think I might have another. Yeah, I've got this Chrome extension here that also blocks ads. So let's refresh. And, well, it didn't work. It didn't jump right to, let's get and see what happens. Force print mode. Let's try refreshing. I see the recipe down here. So it's not working yet. Let's try another page. Homemade fresh pumpkin pie. See, there's a jump to a lot of these new updated recipe websites are starting to have a jump to recipe button. Let's see here. Well, it's not working. So let's go ahead and pull in an example. Let's go to page source. We're going to copy all this page source and we'll go back to our conversation and we'll say, it's not working. Here's an example web page where it should be working. And we'll paste that. And let's try our next one here while that's working. Actually, let's go down and look at see what this Chrome extension is even trying to do so that we'll know whether it's working or not. Intentionality interrupter, digital grounder. Uses declarative, blah, 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 to redirect specific URLs to a local breathing HTML page for a set duration. Interesting. So intercept requests to user-defined block lists. Okay, so it lets us define certain websites where instead of going to that website, it forces a 20-second countdown before enabling a proceed button. Interesting. That's a cool idea. Okay, let's try it. I think I copied it, but I'll go ahead and try again, just in case. All right. And replace all. Download the extension. Go to our extensions page. And let's go ahead and remove that one. Oh, actually, this is a good point here. Sometimes it'll show errors, and that's a good way to troubleshoot as well. You can go click here. You can copy all this and drag it into the conversation or paste it into the conversation. I'm not going to do it now because we already put in a new prompt, but I should have done that. I just should have checked here. But we'll go ahead and remove this because we'll create it again. Since it's so easy creating new Chrome extensions. All right, let's see here. I think we created that, but let's try this again. I don't know if it actually downloaded. Is it working? It should be. All changes saved. I see scripts, pages, styles, icons. This might be a problem because there's no actual icons here. But we could delete all these and create a new. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. Let's upload a new icon here. And I'll just use that one again. Make sure those are the same names and download again. And is it working? There we go. Not sure why it's taking a while to download. All right. Where are we at? All right, drag it in there. And I'm imagining it's created a, yes, right here. Created an icon there. And if we click on that, to configure, please modify the default block lists in background.js in this version. Okay, so this is something that we'll want to change. We don't want the user to have to manually go into the back end, or the code. We don't want users to have to go into modify the default here we go. We don't want users to have to modify the default block list in background.js to configure block sites. Please give them a simple pop-up UI. And we'll have that one rewrite. And then we'll test this one. Let's see. Let's go ahead and see what this one is. Native UI Customizer. CSS injector, an editor that saves and injects user-defined CSS into specific domains. That's a great idea. I've used Chrome extensions like this before. So let's go ahead and test this one. And you notice I'm just kind of jumping around because I'm testing these out. It doesn't matter that they don't work yet. We're just testing it out, and we're kind of like doing a sort of a brainstorming, an active brainstorming session where we're testing out new ideas and seeing what's out there. This is a great way to not get too attached to any one idea and just play around with creating. It's such a key part of vibe coding that it's a creative exercise, and so why not keep it fun and interesting, and rather than like getting too attached to a single idea. I don't know if that download started or not. Let's go to our extensions page and go ahead and remove that one. Again, I want to check and make sure there's no errors, just so I can paste those into our conversation if I want to. So I should have done that before I continue the conversation. This one here has errors. This is a Chrome extension that I created before, and it works pretty well, but I haven't fully troubleshooted all of the issues with it yet. This is a little pop-up where you can dump Reddit links, and it'll tell you how many comments are on each one, and then you can export and save those. So or export and sort those by comments, so you can use the most popular ones for your research. All right, let's see. Native UI Customizer, and I'm imagining it's going to be down here somewhere. Right here. All right, let's open this up. Enter CSS here. All right, so if we go to let's go to, I don't know, apple.com. And let's say we want to make this text a different color. I just clicked on it and looking for a color here. Let's just say color red. All right, and then I'll copy this whole rule here into our little Chrome extension, save changes, and I'm going to refresh and see if it works. Hey, sure enough, just like that, we've got a Chrome extension, a working Chrome extension, where for this website, it's created a rule that, let's open it in a new tab just so we can double check that it works. And sure enough, look at that. we can create new CSS rules that that apply to any page that we visit. And we could add new features if we wanted to, like make it a little easier to edit, change the interface a little bit, make it more user-friendly. But there we go. We got a Chrome extension, a working Chrome extension. That's our first working Chrome extension for the night. So I'll go ahead and remove that one down. And let's go back and try this one here. I think this is our number one the first one that we tried. Replace all, download, and we'll wait for that to download. I might need to update this tool just to make sure the downloads are a little faster. It seems like it's taking some time for these, and I'm not sure why. Oh, there we go. It worked, but for some reason it was kind of slow. All right, let's go to our extensions. Drag this in here. All right, universal recipe and pattern skipper. Let's go pin it. All right, let's refresh this page. And see if it works. Hide SEO text. Let's do print mode as well. And let's do refresh. Okay, it looks like it's partially working. It's getting a couple things right. But it's not jumping right down to recipes. Let's see here. In fact, I'm not even sure. Oh, here we go. Yeah, see, we had to scroll pretty far down to get there. So let's try another page again. We'll try that one. Try this one here. Don't think it's working. Don't think it's working. This is the kind of Chrome extension that's actually pretty simple but really hard to get right, because each of these pages is doing its own thing. It's got its own code and its own CSS and its own HTML, and they're all different. And there's no universal. Our Chrome extension is causing some issues here, trying to get past some of this content, because it doesn't, it doesn't know what every website is going to look like. And if we were to try to make this work on every website, we would have to go to each of those websites and read the code and figure out, like, okay, how does this one work? How does this other one work? And it takes some time. So I think this one is one where we should say this is a good idea, but maybe kind of a waste of our time, at least for this live stream. I think if you were going to do something like this, you would have to assume that it's going to take quite a while. You're going to have to do some research on the most popular recipe pages. You might as well skip the ones that already have the jump to recipe button, because those obviously you don't need it. So that's something to think about when you're creating Chrome extensions. Like, what's the payoff and how much work is this gonna take? In our case, there's no payoff because we're we're just doing it for fun, and it's gonna take way too much work. So I would say we're 1-0. We've created one, and I think we're gonna give up on this one. So let's move on to this next one here. The default block list here. All right, let's go and create this Chrome extension. It sounds funny to say create this Chrome extension and I just paste some text and click a couple buttons. And I love the future. We're in it. All right, let's remove that recipe Chrome extension that doesn't work, and I don't want to chase down why, and it'll take forever. Okay, here's an issue that you might run into where the Chrome extension won't even load. In this case, it says could not load icons/icon16 PNG. Okay, so let's go into here, look for these files, and sure enough, these don't exist. So we could do a couple things. We could edit the code that's asking for the icon, or in this case, we can just go ahead and upload an icon. And we'll use a different one. And let's download again. And hopefully that should fix it. Sure enough, seems like it did. However, it's still got some errors here. So let's go ahead and click on this and look at these errors. And in fact, I'm not even going to look at them. I'm just going to drag them into our conversation. But before we share this, before we hit submit, let's go ahead and test out the Chrome extension. So we'll go to a new tab. We'll look for our, I forget what it's called here. Intentionality interrupter. I think these appear in alphabetical order, so it should be right here. We'll pin it. And okay, block sites. I see some are already in here. Save changes. Let's try it. Let's try going to youtube.com. Oh, it looks like the Chrome extension works. Type your intention to start the breathing timer. What's your intention? Go to YouTube. Oh, okay, so it looks like it has an issue where it won't let me type all the text. So let's go ahead and write that in our conversation. Also, the timer starts before I'm done writing the intention. And let's also see, let's test this again. I don't know why it stopped. Test. Okay, it's counting down. And it looks like, did the counter stop when I left the page? I think that might be something that we need to check as well. So let's try that again. Yeah, okay. And I don't know, is that good? Or maybe that's good, actually. But maybe, let's say it's good. We want the timer to stop. If you leave the page, because the whole point of this is to focus your attention. You're supposed to breathe along with this little thing. A little meditative practice here. I would slow down that breathing a little bit. Okay, proceed. Oh, yeah, okay. See, this is the reason that I wanted to wait, because it doesn't actually work. When you click the proceed button, it doesn't actually proceed. So let's go back here. Where was it? Oh, here. And when you click the proceed button, it doesn't proceed. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, let's go back here and see if any other errors came up. I'm not sure, but I'm going to go ahead and copy all this. I think maybe a new error came up. So I'm going to replace those errors from earlier. Okay, so I've pasted the errors, and then I've listed the couple things that we noticed. And submit. And let's go to our next Chrome extension. What's this one here? This one is the native UI customizer, which we found out works. So we'll move that over there. Let's test. Let's see what this one was. Let's see. Automatically closes tabs inactive for X days and saves their metadata for local storage, creating a searchable archive. Features needed. Idle detection. Interesting idea. And saves their metadata to local storage, creating a searchable archive. Well, this one would be hard to test because users report losing data or work overnight because of the aggressive tab discarding sessions. A bug exists where selecting the option to... Okay. Tab hoarders lose massive amounts of data, sometimes over 500 tabs. The default search function mixes old, important links. I don't know. This one is an interesting one. It's not a problem that I'm familiar with because I'm always closing out tabs. So this is an interesting problem that we can go ahead and test it, but the problem is I don't want to wait days. So I wonder if there's add an option to test by manually closing a tab. Let's do that. That way we don't have to wait days and see what it actually does. And let's go to the next one. All right, manifest v3 compliance. Let's see. Yeah, we know that. Okay, volume equalizer booster. This is another problem that I've run into. It's a gain control slider. Yeah, allowing volume up to 800%. Yes, this is a great Chrome extension idea. All right, let's go ahead and import it. We're going to replace everything and download. Go to extensions. Back, let's go ahead and remove this one. And let's see, any others here? Yeah, okay. Drag that on there. And this one, again, same issue with the icon. So let's go ahead and, there's an issue where if you don't click OK on that, then it won't let you interact with Chrome. Okay, so let's go ahead and upload the icons to the icons folder. And we just need to upload one, download again. It calls for icon 16. Oh, duplicate file names. Go back. Uploads. Oh, I see. All right, now we'll download it. Okay, and drag it on here. Volume equalizer booster. So let's go ahead and pin that and force mono mode. Interesting. Let's test this out. So we'll go to YouTube. And I don't know if, even if this does work, I'm not sure that it'll work for you, but Love this guy's music. This Rob the Bloke. Okay, let's go ahead and test out our... That sure works. I don't know if it's working for you, but... Wow. I'll let you... Here. Watch out. Cool. Okay, well that's extension number 2 that works. So let's go back to our list here, drag that over there. And let's see, where were we at? This is one that we gave up on, so I'm going to move that one over there as well. And all right, let's try this one. This one just got updated. This was the intentionality one with the breathing functionality. Replace all. All right, download. We can go ahead and, oh, this did have some errors, but it worked. So I'm not going to go ahead and, I mean, we could go through some iteration and clean up those errors, but in this case, I don't care. The extension worked. That's good enough for me. Let me refresh here and drag this new one in here. And again, we're running into that issue. This is something that I'll probably need to update the prompt so that it doesn't try to, because it's trying to generate icons when it doesn't have the ability to generate them. So it's causing this issue where it's calling for icons when there are none. I don't know exactly how I want to fix that in the prompt, but it's something I probably should do at some point, because it's kind of confusing for a newbie. All right, and we've already got errors in here. We haven't even loaded it yet, and we've got errors. So let's go ahead and copy those into our conversation. Where are we at here? Okay, and but let's still try to test it out. So we'll go look for the icon here, and I see it there. Let's check these websites. Okay, let's try YouTube, and it's going to ask us to pause, but we need an intention first. Go to YouTube and begin. We'll have to wait for 20 seconds and maybe take the time to do some breathing. And proceed to side. Man, now that wow, okay, well it worked. So I don't know what the error was, but let's see if any new errors came up. No, and I'll just show you this process just so that you can see it. We don't need to do this right now because we've got a working version, but let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and paste that anyway. And this is just the process that you would go through if you're running into errors. You paste the error and then you see what the response is, and hopefully it ends up fixing it. All right, so this one is the auto tab closing thing, but hopefully it should log when we close a tab manually and create a report of all of the closed tabs. So let's go ahead and see, and then see if it calls for icons. Yeah, sure enough, icons. Okay, so let's go ahead and upload those. And I'll just use our default again. Download. Well, I don't know if you're having fun. I'm having fun. This is a fun process, just creating, and I mean, not really doing any work, but it's fun. All right, and then okay, I'm already seeing errors here, so we'll need to note that. But before we try to troubleshoot them, let's see if this does anything. Okay, tab vault, search for archive tab. So let's go ahead and close a tab and see what happens. Did it archive? I don't think so. I don't see it there. Let's close this one. And yeah, it's not archiving them. So let's go to the errors and we'll copy those over. To this conversation. We'll say closing tabs isn't adding them to the log, or whatever it's called, the archive. Let's say the archive log. All right, so hopefully it'll fix that. And for this one, we'll go ahead and remove. And actually, let's see here. Did I copy the right? I'm not sure that I copied the right errors in there. So just in case, we'll stop this and we'll edit and paste that, what I hope is the right errors. Let's see. And there we go. I think that's right. I copied the wrong errors into there. Okay, there we go. And let's see, what are we waiting on? This one over here, intentionality interrupter. Hopefully I copied the right errors into this one. Okay, import. And just like this, we're creating Chrome extensions left and right. And oh yeah, we need to update the icons here. Upload icon. I guess one thing that's nice about having it automatically create fake icons is that we at least know that we need to add icons. All right, let's go back. Make sure I remove that as well. And refresh this. Okay, and remove that one. Drag that on here. All right, intentionality interrupter. Now, again, I don't know that we need it, but let's just see if the errors pop up now. So we can set the sites that we want to test. Let's try Reddit now. Just see. Well, first we'll try like a site like Google that's not in there, and it lets us visit it. But if we try reddit.com, all right, okay, so that works. That extension works, and we're not getting errors. So I would say that's completely done. So this one we can move over here as well. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5. And one of those we gave up on. 4 of them we were successful with. All right, let's try this tab vault again. And learned my lesson. I'm going to check for icons. And I think it's going to need us to upload those. So let's go ahead and upload icons. Download extension. And remove the last one that we were testing while we're waiting for the new one to download. Go back here, drag it on, and let's see here. I see it. Tab preservation vault. Okay. So let's go YouTube. And just real quick, I want to go find it. Tab vault here. And click on it. Let's go ahead and close this and see. Did it log? Nope, it didn't. At least it doesn't seem to. Yeah, it didn't seem to log that. So I'm not sure how to get this to work. It still doesn't seem to be. This extension tab, okay, test mode, archive and close the currently active tab. Maybe it only works when you're on, when you have it open and you close the tab. So let's, CodePen, beautiful background animation. Okay, maybe that's what it is. It only works when you're on the test anyway. So if we go to YouTube, okay, yeah, okay, that's working. So I guess essentially it's working. It's only working when the test part is only working when we actively archive it. So the way this Chrome extension is supposed to work is it will manually close things after a day, and then it will archive them here. I don't know if anybody would actually use this Chrome extension, but theoretically they might, and I guess we could say that technically it works. We created a test version so that we could test that it works, and I would say it was successful. Kind of a dumb extension in my opinion, but you know, there might be people that would use this. So we'll go ahead and move that over to our successful. So now we're 1 and 5. We've created 5 that worked, and we got one that didn't. Okay, what's this one here? Let's drag this down here. What's this Chrome extension? Image Format Compatibility Enforcer. Intercepts image uploading or context menus to convert WebP AVIF to PNG via an off-screen canvas. Interesting. Okay. Save as PNG, right-click option, fetches the image. So intercepts image loading or context menus to convert. What is this for? Ensures the file. I don't remember. Let me see if I can find this. Let's see, image. And we're coming up on an hour here. I know I didn't start right at the time that I started the live stream. So maybe we're not going to get to 10 of them, but I guess we could go through and test the rest of these really quick. I just want to make sure that I know what we're even testing, because otherwise, what's the point in testing it? Let's see, image format. Okay. The adoption of highly compressed formats like WebP blah, blah, has forced upon users. The problem is that most desktop software, okay, yes, tease workarounds. Users require a seamless tool to instantly save or convert images into common formats. Okay. That's an interesting idea. So hopefully it'll take, so when we try to save a file that's one of those formats, it'll automatically convert the file to a different format that's like to PNG. Okay, well, let's test it. I don't anticipate this is going to work because it seems pretty complicated, but let's go ahead and try it. Replace all and download. Okay, let's go to extensions. We'll drag it in here. And no errors yet. Okay, let's go to Google and type in, I don't know, like Apple's WebP. And let's see if we right click on this, is this a WebP image? I don't know how to tell. Let's see here. I don't know, data image. Boy, that's a long URL. Let's right click. Well, we've got an option to save as PNG here. And let's change the name here to just apples. And did it work? Well, it saved it. I don't know if it was a WebP image in the first place. So let's see here. WebP. Let's do WebP image examples. And we're going to hope one of these has examples of WebP images. No, I don't want to download. I just want to look at it. So I can right click on it. All right, where are we? What's going on here? Image galleries. Okay, this should work. WebP image galleries. All right, PNG, WebP, lossless. All right, this should work. Let's see here. Save as PNG. And we get this dialog, converted, flower, converted PNG, and sure enough, okay, cool. Well, we got our next working one. I'm not sure quite how useful that is. I'm sure it's useful for some people. Okay, so six down, one didn't work, but 6 of them did so far. We have 3 left. Okay, extension functionality, result filter. What's this one do? Result filter, search result filter. Automatically appends exclusion operators to search queries or hides what? Query rewriter detects navigation to search engines and appends via URL. I don't know what this is doing. Let's see here. Search. I'm searching for the word search. That's meta for you. Permanent keyword content filter on search engines. Google search results are now constantly polluted by useless garbage like Quora and irrelevant old TripAdvisor posts. This proliferation of unwanted results forces users to manually type operators like minus site reddit.com for every single query. The desire to filter out low effort, mass produced items. Oh, interesting. Okay, this is actually an interesting idea. So it automatically intercepts your search results and updates them to exclude certain things. That's kind of cool. Okay, let's go ahead and test it. Wait, is it this one? Where'd it go? Oh, this one here. All right, search filter. All right, let's see here. Did you know creating Chrome extensions could be so easy and quick? I bet you didn't. Let's see. All right, download. drag it on here, and it's appearing there. Let's go find it down here. Search filter. Let's see if there's a pop-up. Oh yeah, auto filter past year. Interesting. Block domains, 1 per line. I would probably want to update this to let's do reddit.com, but I would want to do things other than just URLs, like certain words that I don't want to see. Okay, so let's do Reddit posts, and just like that, hey, look, it added on minus site reddit.com. So now it won't find anything on that domain. That's cool. Okay, well, we got another one. Man, this is easy. Okay, move it over there. What do we got left? Dark mode enforcer. Okay, so it'll make dark mode on all sites, I'm guessing. Let's see here. Injects a high contrast dark theme CSS into pages with exclude lists. Okay, I like it. Let's go here. Paste it in there, replace all. Again, if you're just coming into the stream, this is at getmoredonefast.com. It's the Chrome extension file packer. And all right, let's download that. Actually, it looks like it's calling for icons. Before we download it, let's upload the icons here. And just any icon will do, but let's do something else, so we're not looking at the same picture every time. It also helps visually, so we can quickly see where it ended up when we install it here. Okay, this one right here, dark mode enforcer. Let's look for it in our list here. We're going to pin it. And I would imagine if we go to google.com and we click on this button, let's see. I should be doing it, I would think. Yeah, Amazon. Oh, wait, that's not the right one. I clicked on the wrong one. Not that. I want to dark mode. Here we go. That's why it's not working. Enable extension, exclude the site, use schedule. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, I guess it's kind of working. It's sort of dark mode, Google. So if I disable it, it's already on dark mode. That's why it's not working well. So if we go to, let's go to like MSN. This is on dark mode too. I think I need to turn, oh, actually, I think I might have, let's see. I already have a Chrome extension that does this. So let me make sure that I'm not, let's remove that from Chrome. Even though I do like that Chrome extension, I just want to disable it for now. And it's still dark mode. Do I have dark mode settings? I might have it on here. Let's see. And I forget where it even is. More tools. Reading mode. Yeah, I can't remember where it is. Let's try, what's a site that won't have, does Reddit have dark mode? Ah, no dark mode. Okay, let's activate this. Hey, okay, cool. All right, so that one's working too. It does some creepy things with the pictures. That's something that we might want to change. Like, do we want it to invert the thumbnails? But this does look pretty cool. I mean, without doing anything, and we've got a Chrome extension that that works pretty well right off the bat. It didn't work on those other sites because those already have dark mode enabled. But hey, that's pretty cool. Okay, another one down. Dark mode enforcer. All right, what else we have? Act as an, yeah, okay, let's see what this Chrome extension was. YouTube dislike restorer. Fetches dislike counts from public API like return utype and injects it into the DOM. I don't know if this will work because it might need an API account, which I don't have, but let's go ahead and test it just to see. And let's turn up our, oh, actually that's kind of nice, dark mode. I'm going to turn it off though. And refresh. All right. Import. I should probably enable dark mode on my page, but it's going to take some work to update a few things. And let's see, did that ask for any? Nope, I don't see any icons. Let's go ahead and remove the dark mode and search filter. And we'll go ahead and drag that new one on here. YouTube dislike restorer. So let's go to YouTube and see if it'll let us see the one big fat sound. See if it'll let us see the dislikes. I don't see them. Let's go down here and do, where is it here? YouTube dislike restorer. It's on here, but doesn't appear to be working. Let's see. Okay, and we've got errors here. Okay, so we're going to copy those into the conversation over here. And yeah, I don't know what else to test because it's not appearing. Yeah. And let's see, I don't think I copied all of that. So let's go ahead and, I actually don't need to copy all of that, but I'm going to. And let it read that. Okay, and then let's go to our last one. I think I had a bonus one on here. Let's see, what's this Chrome extension? Browser activity and permission auditor. A pop-up that lists the active permissions of all other installed extensions. Interesting. I don't know if this will work, but let's try it. Seems like something that's going to require quite a bit of permission, because if it's accessing what all the other Chrome extensions are accessing, but we do have developer mode turned on, so it might actually work. Let's see here. Now, if this was one that you were going to put into the Chrome Web Store, that would be something that you'd need to think about, is that, let's see where to go. Is that if it's accessing all the other sites or all the other Chrome extensions and like reading what they're reading, then it might actually have quite a bit of, let's see, high risk, active here. Interesting. Okay, cool. 39 total. 9 of them are high risk. Tells me what they're accessing. Wow. And just like that, it works. Okay, let's go back to this one here. This is our final kind of bonus that may or may not work. Will it show us the dislike counts on YouTube. I think that's what it's attempting to do. And we'll download. Let's go ahead and remove this one here. Oh, this one came up with errors. It already works, so I'm not going to go through and fix them, but we could if we wanted to. Yelp reviews, YouTube. Remove and get that new one. Drag it on here. And let's go find it down here. Pin it. And refresh this. And sure enough, look at that. It shows us 689 dislikes. Wow, cool. So we got 10 of them working in just about an hour, maybe a little bit more. But that's pretty good. That's better than I was expecting, actually. I was not anticipating that we would get through all of them. So thanks for sticking with me. I'm impressed that you did, and I'm impressed that we were able to get there. So hell yeah. So go check out this tool. It's on getmoredonefast.com. It's really cool. I'm going to be using it a lot going forward. I built it for me, but it's available for you right here. And it's cool. Thanks. Have a good night.